So just when I thought I said all I can say about this for now, at least, I'm back at it again. So I'm on I Am Aaron's video called Age is Just a Number, the one he just put out a little while ago. And he's talking about the same thing that I also spoke about yesterday when I showed another video that he uploaded. And it's the same thing about, people are talking about, oh, if an older man wants to be with a younger female, like if he's in his 30s or 40s and he's with a female that's in her 20s or, 18, 19, that he's a creep and all that. And like Aaron said in this video called Age is Just a Number, that is a female mindset for a man to be critiquing another man because he likes younger females. He's supposed to. Okay, he's supposed to like younger females that are more likely to be a virgin, more fertile, more attractive, and not as destroyed with their mind by feminism, and is more likely to still be straight and want heterosexual men and don't have a lot of kids that are not yet ran through with a lot of baby fathers. A man is supposed to seek that out. Only in this westernized or Americanized mindset do men critique other men and say that they are creepy and all this other shit. And they're basically getting their mindset from these white laws that were basically established by a lot of white people that are banging like fucking teenagers themselves, like at least in their past, and all of a sudden they're on some fucking uh, I am better than thou bullshit. This is where you're getting your mindset at, a lot of you black men that talk like this. Okay, this is not normal behavior, and not even in the Old Testament of the Bible is what you're saying making any damn sense. So, I went here to the bottom. The purpose of this video was to show the comments I made on his, to share them with you. So I'll read the first one at the bottom. This is in reference to the video that Aaron's talking about by, well, like I said, I'm not going to say the name in the video. Plus, I don't want to get a lot of recommendations for this person. I don't watch his content, the other person he's talking about. But I said some people in the comments on his video was basically saying that he implied that she, being the wife of Marquise Houston, needs to experience several men and basically be ran through before she decides to settle down with one man. And I said, can you believe this mess? It just goes to show you how broken the minds of most American males are on a grand scale. So he wants his daughters to be ran through before they decide to settle down with a man. Wow. And Aaron said, now that is some weirdo shit. And I was like, yeah, laughing my ass off. So then I came back and said, you got other dudes in those comments on his video talking about, when I see a girl that age, I think about my daughter. I'm not going to date someone my daughter's age. So I'm like, every time you see a young, attractive, and fertile female, you start imagining your daughter? Seems like you got some other issues going on. This is how feminism has destroyed the Western male mind. You see this mess. So I go on with this next comment, what I consider fire. Let me go into it. And I said, I've heard more than once that statistically, relationships where both partners are young, such as in their teens and 20s, are way more likely to fail. Even Tom Likas said this. Tom Likas, the radio host, said this. I would venture to say that many young females who would only date men their age group will continue to have failed relationships over and over again. But by that time they realize it, they already have several kids by different fathers, and it's too late because they are no longer marketable. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. You talk to a lot of these young females nowadays that have a fucked up feminist mindset, and they're too busy watching Netflix and all this other nonsense and all this anti heterosexual male propaganda. Basically, the same ones that support abortion. They have a screwed up mindset. A lot of them don't even know how to cook or clean by the time they're 18 and 19. So they don't believe in being marketable to a man. And if you mention these things to them, they will say, well, who said I'm looking for a man? I don't care about trying to find a man. And I'm like, you really should care. And somebody told me that the other day, and I said, well, you're most likely going to end up munching on carpet anyway. They swear they're heterosexual. I said, most black women who says I'm strictly dickly or hasn't been out there yet, but they say they're heterosexual, most of them end up turning that way anyway. I mean, I'm not saying all black women. I'm saying most of them that you talk to, you will find that if they haven't turned that way, they eventually do within the 5 years that they said they're not like that. Especially if they've had kids already, they're more likely to do this. They don't believe in being marketable. They just don't believe in learning good attributes to be valuable to a man that might want to marry them and have a family with them, such as learning how to cook and clean, not just behind yourself, but the whole household. Learning what makes a good wife and a good mother. Learning to obey a man when he tells you certain things, such as if he's your father, to obey and listen if you want to be provided for. They don't know that they have to follow instructions of the man in order to get provision, protection, and financial providing. They don't realize that. Strongly against it. You got some of them that won't listen to a damn thing that guys say to them, or even their own mothers, and they don't have a strong figure to tell them. But when they do, they're so fucked up by feminism, they don't want to listen, and they think that they don't have to be marketable to men. They think that they don't have to learn these simple skills that our grandmothers and great grandmothers most likely learned and knew they had to learn in order to be marketable to a man that wants to make them a wife. They just don't see this, no matter what you do, because they're on their smartphones all damn day, a lot of them. So they're not gonna get it. So sorry about the rant, but I also said that continuing when I said then gonna have multiple men with different baby fathers and found out they're no longer marketable. I said I tried to tell some females about this, and they just don't seem to get it. I'm saying when it comes to not thinking that older men are creepy and why you should look for an older man or let an older man seek you, they don't want to listen to that advice. So even the younger females that I speak to about it will not understand until they are no longer marketable due to ignoring my advice. Since they want to have this mindset and be rebellious and not listen to older men when they're giving advice like this, I say just let the train wreck happen. All you can do is just sit back and watch. I know one particular young female that doesn't listen to any advice I've been giving them about anything for years now. They are unsavable. They cannot be saved, like most females nowadays. And I am currently watching the train wreck as it unfolds and will continue to unfold. You have some people like this. And then you have these guys like Aaron was talking about that actually back this type of mentality. They'll say stupid shit like a woman that's young is supposed to be sowing her oats, or however you put it. She's supposed to experience several men before settling on one. And then you have some dumbass females in comment sections on videos like that. They will say, oh, she should be concerned with going to college and getting her career, not trying to raise a family. That's some of the dumbest shit I've ever heard. They go and do all that, right? And then once they decide that they're ready to look for a husband or have a man to settle down with them, they're like 30, 35, and men will be looking for someone younger than them in a lot of cases, men of means at least. So that's a stupid comment to make. You have some of these younger females also that will say some stuff like, not even just young, you have some period, even older ones that will say they don't want a man with kids, even though they have kids by two or three different baby daddies. And I've said before, and I'll say it again, that men are more likely, if they have kids, more likely if they're older, the kids are grown and they're moved out the house. And even if they're a little younger, the kids most likely don't live with the father. And if you find out the father's not even having to pay child support, he just has kids, but the kids don't live with him, I don't see what the fucking problem is, why you don't want a man with kids. Whereas when it's a mother, she is more likely to have the kids still living with her even when they're past grown. So a man has more excuses why he wouldn't want a woman with kids than a woman would have for a man. That is a dumb statement for a female to make. It's like they just don't live in the real world when they talk like this. But like back to what I said before, it makes no sense for a man, especially a black man, to be sitting up here trying to dick police another black man for his dating preferences. I mean, these are female complaints. These are female mindsets expressed on people with these dumbass videos that they upload to YouTube just for views. And I'm not talking about him in particular. I'm talking about everybody that talks like that in their videos. Talking about, oh, you think about your daughter when you see a younger female. I'd say you got some other issues, my man. Just as simple as that.